Fish on the mag lip. All right. Well, that didn't take long. I put on a black mag lip. Hooked up right away. Nice brown trout. Woo! Can't beat that. Feisty little brown. Beautiful French Meadows brown. Nice fish. Got some red spots on him. What a feisty trout. So let him go. There you go. See him later when he gets bigger.
FishHuntShoot.com offers a variety of tackle as well as rods and reels designed to get you on more and bigger fish. Check it out today at FishHuntShoot.com.
Howdy folks, Kel Kellogg here. It's time to talk about topographical feature number 3. And I'm going to call this one a transition zone. This can be a good spot for trollers, but this is a particularly good spot for bank anglers. And let me kind of show you the situation here. So you fire up the handheld. You can see there we got a relatively shallow bank, kind of a small cove there, and it culminates out there on a small point. And right now, if we look at the sonar unit, we are in 14 feet of water. Now I'm going to start pedaling up on this point here, and watch what happens here with the depth. Now I've spent a lot of time out on this point bank fishing, and I'll show you why. So we're kind of cruising up here. What we're going to find is back here in this cove, we've got access to water that's 5 and 6 feet deep up there by that big old log on the bank there. Very shallow. So you could cast one bait out here in the shallows, maybe toss out a slip bobber there in the shallows. But what we're finding, starting to see the transition there. We're in 19 feet of water. Now we're not even up parallel to the tip of the point yet, but 17 feet of water. We're getting a little fluctuation here. But watch what happens when we actually pass this point. Right now we're in 15 feet of water. I can see a couple big boulders down there, 14, 13. I'm pulling in towards the bank here a little bit, but watch, here we go. We are actually passing the point now, and it is going to drop very abruptly into deep water once we get off this edge here. And right out in front of us here, it's 50, 60 feet of water. Right here off the tip of the point, we're in about 9 feet of water, 8 feet of water. So this is a spot that's rich in food. This is a spot that warms up relatively quickly in the morning, but there we go. We're seeing it start to descend now. 10, 11, 12. Start seeing that abrupt drop. And this is the kind of place where bank anglers can do very well. Fish will come up very close to the shore here because they feel secure. They know they're just a few strokes of the tail from deep water. Look at that, 20 feet. It's really starting to drop now. Now it's going out into the main channel of the lake. We're getting out over the channel, that used to be the bed of Shirttail Creek, 27 feet. 28, we're dropping, and it's going to continue to drop all the way down into 50 plus feet of water here. So let me kind of turn us here. As you can see, we are not very far from that point at all. We're maybe 200 feet out. We're a little out of casting distance there. Right now we're in 42 feet of water. But that is a classic spot for bank fishing for me. I love to sit on a place like that where I can get my bait both into deep water and into shallow water. It's an area that the fish feel safe. Fish feel safe going up there because they know if anything threatens them, they can very quickly get over that edge, get down in deep water, and then they have, multiple options. They can hide down there in the depths, they can go down the lake, they can go up the lake. They just feel safe there. So you can encounter fish at a spot like this at any time. It's particularly good early in the morning and late in the evening. And during those times of the day, especially if the water's a little cool, I would put my bait, at least one bait, in very shallow water up there, because those fish that have been holding down in deeper water, they'll move right up, they'll get right up on the shoreline, and they will feed amazingly close to the bank. So close that, you kind of stomping around up there becomes an issue. You want to use maximum stealth, you want to be quiet, you don't want to make any undue noise early and late in the day, because those fish can be very close to shore. Here's a quick story about that. I was up at Lake Tahoe, and we were at a wedding, and I was actually wearing a suit and tie, which is just a terrifying concept, by itself. Anyway, the wedding's winding down, and I'm kind of bored. My wife's kind of the social butterfly. She's doing her thing. And I kind of inched down by the water, and I had all these big slabs of rock down there where you could stand and, bride and groom and take your photos and that kind of thing. And I saw a disturbance. Of course, Tahoe, it's 1,000,000 feet deep. And I saw a disturbance right by shore, maybe 2 feet offshore. And I saw it again. And then Gina kind of wandered over, and she said, "What you doing?" I said, "There's something down there. Let's go check it out." So we went walking down there. And sure enough, about 3 feet out from the bank, we saw like a 20-plus inch rainbow, and I don't know what he was feeding on. I don't know if he was feeding on insects or minnows, but he was literally a yard off the bank in water that was, maybe that deep, right there, right by the wedding party. Maybe he wanted a piece of cake. I don't know what he was doing. But what I took away from that is trout, even big wild trout, will move into very shallow water, very close to the bank, if they feel secure. And one of the things that makes them feel secure is immediate access to deep water. So a point like that, it's always a winner. It's good to troll around it, but it's a lot better for bank anglers to sit there, because it's one of the few areas in the lake where you have that immediate access to a transition zone. Shallow water over there, deep water over here. You can work the full water column. It's just a real good bet. Let's face it, when you're on the bank, you have a limited number of areas you can explore, and that's a dandy spot right there. It's also a good spot if you're in a kayak or a small craft like this. Come up here, cast it to shore, fan cast it, work it that way. But just remember, transition zones, areas that transition from deep to shallow, that give the fish immediate access to the safety of deeper water and immediate access to the shallow areas that are the richest in feed and the highest in temperature. They're just key areas. They can be real hot spots. And when I'm bank fishing this lake, I don't bank fish it a lot now because I have the kayak. But when I was bank fishing this lake, there's another spot very similar to this over near the boat ramp. And I would hike most of the shoreline, and I would just hit those spots that offered me the transition zones, and I'd fish each one of them for 30 minutes or so. There's other spots along here where I would stop and fan cast with a Castmaster or Rapala or whatever. But I would stay on the move, and these types of spots, the spots that had the immediate transition from shallow to deep water, they proved over the years to be by far the most effective areas for me to bank fish from. So anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We're very close to 10,000 subscribers here on the channel. We're very excited about that. We're really overwhelmed by all the support we've gotten from the fishing community out there, guys. I love doing these videos. Wes loves working on the channel, and we couldn't be happier. We just want to thank you for all the support. And remember, if you're looking for trout gear or, striper gear, whatever, good quality gear at a good fair price, stuff that I believe in, go check out the Fish Hunt Shoot store. Anyway, that was another topographical feature here for trout anglers, and I will be coming back at you real soon right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, guys. Catch you later. This is Kel Kellogg signing off.